This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. Glad to have you with us on this Monday. Hopefully you guys all had a wonderful weekend. I'm Jacqueline Matter.
And I'm Ray Collins. Big day here. We've got the Sarasota County schools begin today.
Yes, we certainly do.
Also, we debut our new first alert weather forecast from the same old guy. Well, not that old. Oh, let's take that over. Here's John Scalzi.
I tell you what, I worked all day yesterday out in the yard trying to take care of some of those, to-do lists that kind of pile up. And I'm feeling pretty old today, that's for sure. That's right, the first alert forecast today calling for some pretty quiet conditions for the most part. I think we'll see maybe an isolated shower or two building late in the day in inland areas, and if we see any showers at all during the earlier afternoon, it'll be right along the coastline as those showers make their way inland. We will develop a westerly wind flow that'll take us right straight through the afternoon. Our daytime high today topping out warm, coming in around the 90-degree mark, or maybe even a few degrees warmer. We'll have the complete first alert forecast for you coming up in just a few.
Talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Let's check the roads. First off, in Manatee County, a little build up there on State Road 70. You might notice in both directions, particularly in the eastbound lane toward I-75. Farther south now, right now we see some slowdowns, 41 northbound after you get past Fruitville, also Bee Ridge in the eastbound lane between Tuttle and Beneva. South County all clear, but that should change as you're about to hear in our lead story.
Well, it is the first day of school, and soon enough, students will be walking in the front doors.
Our Christopher Brantley is live outside Venice High School for a preview of day one. Christopher, good morning.
Good morning, Ray and Jacqueline, and welcome to Venice High School, where, as you can see, no one is. But in just about 2 hours from now, the peace and tranquility of the morning will change as over 1,000 students walk in for their first day of school. Now, the planning for this morning actually started months ago with staff members going over enrollment. They had to create a master schedule that works for all of the students, each and every one of them. And during this first week, what the school district calls the 5-day count, staff members will see what works and what needs to change.
Believe it or not, the start of a new school year begins about 6 months earlier. We start developing a master schedule. We bring members of each department in to make sure that their voices are heard, and we begin to craft what we consider to be a balanced schedule to meet the needs of our students.
And again, school will be starting in just about 2 hours from now. Later this morning, we'll hear more from the principal about the school actually having more students than they originally anticipated. At last count that I heard, almost 100 more students than they expected. We'll hear more coming up later. Ray and Jacqueline, back to you.
All right, thank you. Also talk to the school superintendent next hour.
Sounds great. Well, Sarasota County schools, as you know, are obviously heading back to class this morning, but with school zones becoming busy once again, the Sarasota Police Department wants to remind drivers that they will be out in full force near schools. They also want to remind drivers of Florida law around school buses.
A good rule of thumb for bus stopping. A lot of people think because it's a 6-lane road, you don't have to stop going the opposite way. If there's not a median, raised median in the middle of the road, you have to stop. I don't care if it's 20 lanes. If there's not a raised median if you can just cross the road, then you must stop. If there's something that's stopping you from crossing the road, which is a median, then you don't have to stop on the opposite side.
Also, remember, speeding in a school zone can cost you, with tickets starting at $260 and going up to over $1,000 if you're going over 30 miles per hour. Well, the national organization Indivisible helped organize more than 400 vigils across the country and right here in downtown Sarasota.
Our Erica Jackson explains why the silent protesters are taking a stand almost 1,000 miles away from Virginia.
Hundreds of people are protesting against the violence in Virginia, spreading a message of hope without saying a word.
We stand with all the other people in this country who oppose those hateful, bigoted, violent actions.
Protesters breaking nearly 7 minutes of silence to explain everyone should be protected by the 14th Amendment and Equal Protection Clause, and there's no room for racial segregation.
Social justice, equal justice, economic justice for everybody, no matter your religion or your race.
Together, men and women of all ages and races lighting candles for 32-year-old Heather Heyer, killed after a car drove through a crowd at Saturday's rally in Charlottesville. President Donald Trump addressed that violence, but Action Together Suncoast President Diane Perry believes his choice of words could have been stronger.
He implied that there were two sides divided. There was only one side that was violent, and that was the white supremacist.
He made a mistake there. He should have talked about it as terrorism. It's unacceptable.
Republican Party member Martin Hyde agrees with Perry, but believes President Trump simply misspoke during his press conference on Saturday.
I think on this occasion he just responded to the fact that they were in some part blaming him for an action of a crazed individual. I think he should have addressed the reality that at both ends of the political spectrum, this kind of radical behavior is terribly divisive. It gets nothing done.
Like many, Hyde doesn't see why any American, Republican or Democrat, would ever act out against a person's gender, race, or ethnicity.
The flag that I wear on my lapel every day is for everybody, and no Republican that I know would say anything else.
A few more vigils will take place around the country on Monday to honor those injured and killed in Charlottesville. Reporting in downtown Sarasota, Erica Jackson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, 5:06 now. Other news, a Manatee County Sheriff deputy has resigned after a criminal charge in Sarasota County. 39-year-old Stephen Buckle stepping down after he was charged with a battery from an incident that occurred a week ago today. No other details have been released yet. Buckle was approaching his 5th-year anniversary on the force. A criminal case is now pending.
Many on the Suncoast are mourning the passing of Venice Chamber of Commerce CEO John Ryan. Chamber leaders were notified of the news Saturday after Ryan suffered a heart attack on that morning. Venice Mayor John Hollick spoke to ABC 7 on Sunday about the kind of man that he was and the legacy he leaves behind. Hollick remembers Ryan as an ordinary man who did extraordinary work, and he was a good friend to him. He was the type of person to always have their hand out to help rather than take something from you. And with 20 years on the chamber, he was a real asset to area businesses that will be hard to replace.
Could always rely on John if I needed to know the pulse of the business community. He was just a phone call away, always willing to help. He served on one of our advisory boards for a while. He just had the heart of Venice in him.
Details for his funeral arrangements have yet to be released.
Several apparent animal abuse videos floating around on social media have caught the attention of Governor Scott and state wildlife officials. FWC is investigating one incident caught on video showing a boat dragging a shark at a high rate of speed off the coast of Manatee County. Some local animal activists are taking a stand now. More than a dozen protesters lined the Sarasota Bayfront Saturday, hoping to share their message to stop animal abuse for entertainment.
We are asking the state attorney and also asking FWC to make sure that they do their job, basically, to make sure that these people are prosecuted for what they have done to the wildlife in Florida.
The Manatee County State Attorney's Office and Florida Fish and Wildlife say they are aware of the numerous videos and photos involving these men and wildlife, and they're working, they say, toward a lawful resolution in the case. FWC will not publicly confirm the identities of those involved in the videos while the investigation is ongoing.
A developing story in Manatee County. The sheriff's office is still on the lookout for 3 suspects after an attempted invasion. Deputies say 3 people, all wearing black masks, were responsible for the incident at 46th Avenue West. The shot was fired, smashing through the front window, and luckily no one was hurt. If you have any information on this case, you're being asked to contact the Manatee County Crime Stoppers at the number listed on your screen. Also, Manatee County commissioners will vote this Wednesday morning on a major project along Sarasota's Bayfront. The Manatee Planning Board voted against recommending Aqua by the Bay. Developer Carlos Baruf wants to build over 2,000 homes on a large empty piece of land off Elcon Parkway near Bayshore Gardens. The Planning Board was concerned about the height of the project, and despite their no vote, it still goes on to the County Commission this Wednesday morning. Attention Manatee County drivers, starting today, 24th Street West in Bradenton will be closed through August 31st. The roadway will be shut down between 30th Avenue West to 32nd Avenue West. The closure is for sanitary and water service connections for new homes on the east side of 24th Street West.
Health enthusiasts looking to learn more about the benefits of yoga and how to relieve stress stopped by a health and wellness event in downtown Sarasota yesterday. It was hosted by Sarasota Collective. The event also featured a live auction.
We really believe in community, and we feel that sustainability and happiness and joy has a lot to do with the foundation of community, and that's what we're here working to do, is to bring people together in heart connections and networking.
Event proceeds will go toward raising money for Heal Psi. That's a non-profit organization working to make yoga more accessible to the public by encouraging entrepreneurism, including yoga teacher training tuition waiver programs. And Sarasota's own Skiarees jet ski team won the national team title at the 43rd Show Ski National Championships. They beat 14 other teams. This is the first time a Sarasota team has been a part of the competition since 1998. The Skiarees team won high marks in showmanship, sound crew total, ballet, swivel, star doubles, and overall show. Sounds good. The Skiarees will begin their public shows on Sunday, September 24th, with free shows at 2 o'clock held at Ken Thompson Parkway right here in Sarasota. That is a bucket list thing that you have got to see.
I know, I really do. I see them all the time, like the signs for them, and hear all about them, but that is one thing I have yet to see, and I am determined to eventually.
Their expertise is amazing. You won't see anything like it anywhere else.
Oh, wow.
Really
awesome.
Great. So we're debuting a new thing here in the weather department and traffic as well. It's the First Alert system, and it's brand new for our station, so we're very excited about it. It combines not only some technical aspects, but also the concept that permeates the weather department, that if there's anything disruptive in the weather, you'll be the first to know about it, and we'll brand the day First Alert to let you know that. So
awesome.
We'll debut that forecast in just a second.
Very good.
Looking forward to it. Thanks so much, John. Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, the latest in your Suncoast First Alert traffic, and we'll have details as the community comes together for a vigil to honor the 3-year-old who died in a hot daycare van.
And later in the hour, a gas leak in a Florida airport sends passengers back out onto the streets. The story at 5:36.
I witnessed him have 2 heart attacks in ICU. He went through seizures.
We'd much rather have Aaron like this than dead. A lot of parents don't have that luxury.
He can't talk. He can't walk. This is a condition Aaron will live with for the rest of his life because he abused prescription pills.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
This is important news for women who were administered chemotherapy intravenously for breast cancer and then suffered permanent hair loss. Some women administered the breast cancer chemotherapy drug Taxotere have suffered from permanent hair loss on scalp, eyebrows, and eyelashes. If you suffered permanent hair loss after chemotherapy for breast cancer, call the law offices of Davis & Crump right now to find out if you are eligible for a cash award and medical expenses. Call now. Operators are standing by.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Explore amazing merchants on the Suncoast. Find great prices, products, and services. Go to mysuncoast.com to buy local today. Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we're looking at an air temperature outside of 79 degrees with a dew point value coming in at 76. Humidity's high. Consequently, with that dew point value that high, it obviously feels pretty sticky outside. We have a west wind that has developed over the course of the last 24 hours, and it is somewhat variable right now at this moment. It's coming in out of the east at 3. So hence that big ridge of high pressure sitting right over us is making that wind just a little bit variable during these morning hours. 77 in Sebring, Lake Placid 77, Wauchula 76 in Myakka. We have 77 in Parrish and Bradenton and Lakewood Ranch, 78 degrees in Northport. And as you get closer to the coastline, the temperatures go up because, of course, of the water temperature itself. 80 degrees in Inglewood, Venice coming in at 80 degrees, Longboat Key coming in at 82. The forecast for today features a couple of things. One, you have GERT, of course, newly formed tropical system off the Atlantic coastline. Talk about that in a second. And a big ridge of high pressure sitting in Gulf waters with the frontal boundary north of us. That front's not going anywhere. It stays there. But the high pressure ridge will continue to provide us with a kind of westerly wind flow throughout the day today. That will tend to take showers and thunderstorms that form and push them toward the other coast, favoring that region. So lots of sunshine today, mostly inland storms, and a very hot afternoon consequently, as we won't get any of those cooling showers near the coast in the afternoon, as they'll mostly be pushed toward the other coastline and inland. So we'll look for daytime highs today that top out probably around the low 90s, 91, 92, 93, something like that. We'll have a couple of showers perhaps near the coast early on as the west wind pushes those storms in from Gulf waters. Then as they move further inland, the best chance of rain for the Suncoast will probably be Ona, Wauchula, Arcadia, places like that. And then those showers move toward the other coast where they dissipate. That'll be the case today. That will be the case over the next several days. So the forecast will also feature a couple of things in the tropics. Pretty active right now in the tropical Atlantic. We have one area of disturbed weather, of course, just off the Florida coastline, actually. That's GERT, now a tropical storm. And we have a couple of areas of disturbed weather further away. One of them is one that we are continuing to monitor. It is a tropical wave off the coast of Africa that does show some form of development. Tropical storm GERT, located off the coast, far off the coast, winds 45 miles an hour. The good news is that by tomorrow, it should start to make a trek out into the open Atlantic. Then Wednesday, after having just basically hit Category 1 status, it will rapidly move further and further away from shore. We're also watching, of course, that one area that I mentioned off the coast of Africa. That has a tendency to move toward the Lesser Antilles with time. Too early to tell what will become of this storm system, but most likely it will stay in the Atlantic. But it's way too early to tell that. Far, far away. Plenty of time to watch it. Forecast high temperatures through the week remain warm, and we'll have about a 30 to 40% chance of rain. Back to you.
All right. Thank you so much, John. Taking a look at traffic this morning. Looks like there is some congestion on 15th Street East in Bradenton. Other than that, looking pretty clear throughout Manatee County as we head into Sarasota. Some slowdowns on Bee Ridge Road, but that's about it as we head into South County. Pretty quiet throughout that area. 519 on your Monday morning. Well, community members in Orlando marched together over the weekend to honor a little boy.
Yeah, 3-year-old little Miles Hill died after he was left in a hot daycare van. Alex Viriel has the latest.
Their hands locked together in solidarity. Members of the community gathered to demand justice for Miles Hill.
We're going to make some people pay attention to this incident.
3-year-old Miles died in Orlando Monday after being left all day in a daycare van in the summer heat. The driver of that van, Deborah St. Charles, is now charged with aggravated manslaughter. After the prayer Saturday came a walk to the Little Miracles Academy where Miles was found dead, its fence now covered with tributes. The marchers chant, "Check for Miles," urging all caretakers to check their vehicles so that no more children lose their lives like he did.
We need to make sure that legislation is doing what it should be doing and making sure we put proper watchdogs on every nursery, every daycare.
Miles' family took part in the march but did not wish to talk to the media. Their attorney spoke on their behalf.
The family is saddened and deeply grief-stricken by this tragedy that has taken place, but we are confident that justice will be served, and we will allow all the agencies that are performing their investigations to run their course, and the family, at a time where it's more appropriate, will be making statements.
5:21 right now. Still heading Good Morning Suncoast. We'll tell you what a SpaceX rocket is set to deliver in one of the most high-tech payloads ever to the International Space Station.
And coming up at 5:30, we'll have the latest on the violence in Virginia over the weekend, what we're now learning about the suspect's past when we come back.
When you want to get away from it all, to a place where you can do everything, or nothing at all, surrounded by natural beauty and all the modern amenities you might desire, then you'll want to be here at the Wannabe Inn on the beautiful shores of Manasota Key, Florida. To plan your escape, log on to wannabeinn.com.
I'm calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday. And I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her so I could call and thank them. And she's doing fine. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
When you fall and cannot get up, an accident can turn into a tragedy. But with Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast. Life Alert saves a person from a catastrophe every 10 minutes.
Life Alert is a lifesaver. If it weren't for Life Alert, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-652-3012. That's 1-800-652-3012. Call now, 1-800-652-3012. For a free brochure, call 1-800-652-3012.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 78.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
Next hour, we'll have the Sarasota County School Superintendent, Dr. Todd Bowden, here. So we want to see if you have any questions you'd like us to ask him. Go to our website there. For example, raycollins.com, ABC7, Monday morning. Help me out here.
raycollins.com. There you go. Ray Collins, ABC7 on Facebook, or myself, Jacqueline Matter, ABC7. Just put it in the search bar. We'd love to have some questions for the superintendent. Of course, it is the first day of school for Sarasota County Schools. So if you have any questions, feel free to throw them our way, and we'll be more than happy to ask them for you.
Yeah, like she said.
It is 5:24 this morning, and Amazon is warning people who purchased a special pair of glasses for the upcoming solar eclipse.
We get details now in this morning's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Amazon's warning for customers who bought glasses for the solar eclipse.
It's recalling some of them for safety reasons. Anyone with an affected pair of glasses should receive an email from Amazon. The eclipse is set to take place next Monday.
The SpaceX rocket is sending high-tech gear to the International Space Station today.
The payload will include a Hewlett-Packard supercomputer, and it will test whether a commercial computer can be designed to survive the harsh environment of space. Meanwhile, Uber here on Earth is giving away free ice cream in 10 cities every Friday until the end of the summer.
So here's how it works. On Friday, open the app, click on the Request Ice Cream button. If you're selected, Uber will bring you collectible ice cream cone. That cone is good for a free ice cream every Friday at McDonald's.
Can't Uber just bring me the ice cream cone?
Yeah, why do you have to go and do all that? Yeah.
Those are your Tech Bites. I want that.
Tech Bites. Brought to you by Lyrica.
Before fibromyalgia, I was a doer.
I was active. Then the chronic widespread pain drained my energy. My doctor said moving more helps ease fibromyalgia pain. She also prescribed Lyrica.
Fibromyalgia is thought to be the result of overactive nerves. Lyrica is believed to calm these nerves.
For some, Lyrica can significantly relieve fibromyalgia pain and improve function. So I feel better.
Lyrica may cause serious allergic reactions or suicidal thoughts or actions. Tell your doctor right away if you have these, new or worsening depression or unusual changes in mood or behavior, or swelling, trouble breathing, rash, hives, blisters, muscle pain with fever, tired feeling, or blurry vision. Common side effects are dizziness, sleepiness, weight gain, and swelling of hands, legs, and feet. Don't drink alcohol while taking Lyrica. Don't drive or use machinery until you know how Lyrica affects you. Those who have had a drug or alcohol problem may be more likely to misuse Lyrica.
With less pain, I can be more active.
Ask your doctor about Lyrica.
Since 1928, Karastan has been setting the standard in carpets and rugs, producing non-allergenic wools that won't promote the growth of bacteria or dust mites like other carpets will. Karastan wools actively remove contaminants from the indoor air, making your home healthier. And there are many colors and patterns and textures to choose from. Come see for yourself.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
This is important news for women who were administered chemotherapy intravenously for breast cancer and then suffered permanent hair loss. The chemotherapy drug Taxotere has been linked to permanent alopecia or permanent hair loss. Some women administered the breast cancer chemotherapy drug Taxotere have suffered from permanent hair loss on scalp, eyebrows, and eyelashes. The FDA has urged doctors and the manufacturer to warn women administered Taxotere of the risk of permanent hair loss. If you or a loved one were administered chemotherapy intravenously for breast cancer and suffered permanent hair loss, you may have a right to a cash award and medical expenses. If you suffered permanent hair loss after chemotherapy for breast cancer, call the law offices of Davis & Crump at the number below right now to find out if you are eligible for a cash award and medical expenses. Call the law offices of Davis & Crump right now. Our first consultation is free, and we don't get paid unless you get paid. Call now. Operators are standing by.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny had been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Start your day with Ray, Jacqueline, and John, the new Good Morning Suncoast team. Weekdays starting at 5 a.m. on ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hi, I'm Joan London with A Place for Mom. Over the years, we've helped thousands of families find senior care, and today's senior living communities have never been better. With amazing amenities like movie theaters, exercise rooms and swimming pools, public cafes, bars and bistros, even pet care services. And nobody understands your options like the advisors at A Place for Mom. These are local expert advisors that will partner with you to find the perfect place and determine the right level of care, whether that's just a helping hand or full-time memory care. Best of all, it's a free service. Call today. A Place for Mom. You know your family, we know senior living. Together, we'll make the right choice.
Call A Place for Mom right now to get our free ebook on financing senior care, as well as a free referral for senior living communities in your area. Call 1-800-290-0352. That's 1-800-290-0352.
This half hour on Good Morning Suncoast, school buses picking up some 17,000 students this morning in Sarasota County. We'll have a preview of day one of classes.
Plus, new details on the suspect accused of plowing his car into a group of counter-protesters in Virginia over the weekend.
And the Coast Guard rushes 20 miles out in the Gulf to save a diver. Those stories and more right now on Good Morning Suncoast.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
And good morning. It is 5:30 on this Monday morning.
It is Monday.
August 14th.
Like, what are you looking at?
It's Monday in many ways. August 14th it is. Good morning.
Yes, let's check in with meteorologist John Scalzi this morning. Good morning, John. How are you over there?
Doing very well, actually. We had a second cup of coffee, and so starting to wake up a little bit. And I think as you get up this morning, one of the things you will notice is the amount of humidity in the air. It is a very humid start. First alert forecast calls for lots of sunshine today. Daytime high that tops out warm. Lots of sun leading, of course, to an isolated shower or two as well. We have a big ridge of high pressure sitting out over the Gulf waters, and that's helping to produce perhaps about a 20 to 30% chance of showers near the coast. And then with that high in the Gulf, a west wind will take most of the showery activity and push it into inland areas. So the afternoon will feature some very warm and sunny conditions, I think, as we head into the afternoon hours. Complete forecast coming up in just a few.
All right, thank you, John. All quiet so far in Manatee County. Not even a single issue to report on those roads. Farther south, we do see one little issue there. 41 northbound as you approach Bee Ridge Road. Also down by the Bayfront, little issue there by the Sailor and Nurse statue. Farther south now on our final map, we'll see nothing much to report at 5:31 on your Monday morning.
Well, as students walk in the door for the first day of school today, Venice High School is preparing for much more than they expected.
And that is something many schools are facing now across the Suncoast today. Now a man who's not too far removed from high school himself. Good morning, Christopher Brantley.
Good morning. Can we hurry this up? I got to get to high school here in just a little bit. Well, projections here at Venice High School came in at about 2,100 students. That's what they had been expecting. But at the last count last week, the high school said they were already breaking over 2,200 students. And that number could increase even more during this first week of school. It's really a testament to how fast the South County area is growing among young families. And this increase has created some problems that the school has had to counter, and among them, where to put everyone. Some computer labs had to have been converted over to regular classrooms, and more could change over the first week.
Believe it or not, the start of a new school year begins about 6 months earlier. We start developing a master schedule. We bring members of each department in to make sure that their voices are heard, and we begin to craft what we consider to be a balanced schedule to meet the needs of our students.
And with that increase of students comes an increase of teachers. Somewhere in the ballpark of 20 new faculty members have been brought on board, and that does include both teachers and support staff. And as this first week goes on, if the number of students increases, they could be hiring more teachers and support staff. Bray and Jacqueline, back to you both.
Thanks, Christopher.
All right, now to the deadly chaos in Charlottesville, Virginia over the weekend. Violence erupting at a white nationalist rally, and the mother of a young paralegal who died now speaking out about her daughter.
And new details on the suspect accused of plowing his car into a group of counter-protesters. Those who knew him claim his extremist views date back to high school. ABC's Emily Raw has the latest.
The alleged driver behind the wheel of this car mowing down a crowd of people protesting against a white nationalist rally, now charged with murder. 20-year-old James Fields drove from Ohio to Virginia for the rally, captured on video chanting a message of white supremacy.
I thought it had something to do with Trump. Trump's not a supremacist. I mean, he had an African-American friend.
Fields' mother saying she didn't know about her son's views, but a former teacher claims they date back to his days in high school.
He was into this whole idea that, you know, the whites were a dominant race.
But Sunday night, solidarity against those views. From Charlottesville to D.C. and cities across the country, people standing together against hate. One counter-protester in the large group of mourners saying he saw 32-year-old Heather Heyer die.
I saw the life pass from her eyes, and I watched her die. And from that moment on, I swore to myself that I would not stop in the fight against white supremacy.
And President Trump still facing intense backlash for his response to the violence.
We're closely following the terrible events unfolding in Charlottesville, Virginia.
The White House now clarifying the president's statement using words he has yet to say in public. The statement reading in part, of course that includes white supremacist, KKK, neo-Nazi, and all extremist groups. Here in Charlottesville, we expect to see the suspect, James Fields, in court today. This memorial at the site of the attack reads Heather Heyer, a hero. Emily Rao, ABC News, Charlottesville, Virginia.
And a Texas woman was one of the people injured in Charlottesville. 20-year-old Natalie Romero's family says she has a fractured skull, memory loss, and also plenty of stitches. Her friends and family were among hundreds gathered on the steps of Houston City Hall to show solidarity, love, and support for the victims.
Happening today, the Trump administration will launch an investigation into China's trade practices here in America. That's according to a senior administration official who says the president has already notified the Chinese leader of that move. Trump plans to announce the investigation during a day trip to Washington from his Bedminster, New Jersey golf club. The probe would look into suspected Chinese violations of intellectual property rights. The end result could be new tariffs on Chinese goods sold in the U.S., but the probe may be perceived as an attempt to get China to turn up pressure on North Korea over its nuclear program.
And the White House says President Trump and French President Emmanuel Macron spoke by phone over the weekend, agreeing to work together on the crisis in North Korea. Both leaders discussed working with allies to enforce United Nations sanctions to help reduce the nuclear threat from the Korean peninsula. The president is standing by his warning to North Korea, saying that leader Kim Jong-un will truly regret it, and he will regret it fast if he attacks Guam or a U.S. ally.
And sources are telling CNN that Steve Bannon's future in the White House may be on the line. Two senior Trump advisors say Bannon soured his relationship with new White House Chief of Staff John Kelly. One source says Bannon is seen as pursuing his own agenda that does not always fit with Kelly's plans. The other source saying Bannon's relationship with Trump himself is also on the rocks. Serious conversations are reportedly now going on in the White House about whether Bannon should stay or leave.
It is 5:37 now. An update now on that Mega Million jackpot. Somebody in Chicago we've got to meet is now a multi-millionaire. Winning ticket there, a $393 million jackpot ticket. One ticket was sold at Nick's Barbecue in Palos Heights. We should have gone there.
What were we thinking?
It was the only ticket to match all 6 numbers during Friday's drawing. The jackpot has been climbing since April. It was the largest Mega Millions payout in Illinois and the 5th largest in U.S. history. The restaurant itself will receive $500,000 for just selling the ticket. The lucky winner has yet to come forward.
Well, rallies in Virginia are now sparking more action right here in Florida as well. The president of a Florida NAACP chapter saying that the organization will resume efforts to remove Confederate monuments across the state. This coming just a month after Hillsborough County decided not to move a Confederate memorial from public property. Some people are saying they want it removed because they see it as a harsh symbolism of racism and white supremacy, while others say its removal would be a disservice to those who fought and died in the Civil War. The monument currently sits in front of the courthouse in downtown Tampa.
Across the state, a gas leak caused evacuations at the Fort Lauderdale airport Sunday morning. About 100 passengers and employees had to leave the terminal. After an issue began in a restaurant, the leak caused several airlines to delay flights. An hour later, the leak was solved and the airport was out of its holding pattern.
A dramatic case of road rage in Kissimmee caught on camera. This video now being released by the sheriff's office there. It shows footage from a July 19th aggravated assault. The victim parking a Nissan Versa following behind him. But when the victim got out of the car, the driver accelerated, running him over. The driver then fleeing the scene, and deputies are still on the lookout for that driver.
The Coast Guard rushed 20 miles out in the Gulf to help a diver on Sunday morning.
Wow.
The incident took place 20 miles west of Egmont Key. A diver surfaced experiencing dizziness. A 45-foot response boat was dispatched from the Coast Guard station in Cortez. That's in Manatee County, of course. The man was flown to first responders waiting at Fort DeSoto Park. He is now in stable condition.
In an effort to combat the opioid epidemic here in Florida, one hospital is now introducing a new pilot program in hopes of reducing the number of opioid overdose deaths. In October, St. Vincent's Medical Center Riverside in Jacksonville will send peer recovery specialists to talk with overdose patients about their treatment options. It's the first of its kind, and the specialists can drive the patients to available treatment facilities and also contact family and friends to encourage treatment. If the program is successful, it is expected to expand to other hospitals across the city.
A federal review being conducted to see if Florida panthers are still qualified to be on the endangered species list. U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service says the panther is one of over a dozen animals that's listing status is being looked into. Panther biologists will include data on the panther biology, habitat, and the threats to their survival. Wildlife officials say this review will not jeopardize protection for the big cats, which is expected to be completed by the year 2019. And health officials say a drop in Zika cases in the Caribbean and South America has helped slow the spread of the virus in our state. Experts say the reason for this may be that people who have been infected with Zika can't be infected again, which reduces the amount of the virus that is circulating. However, experts warn that this will not stop the virus from re-emerging. So far this year, Florida health officials have reported 135 Zika cases, but none have been linked to Florida mosquitoes.
Well, 7 Florida football players have been suspended for the team's opener against Michigan. An anonymous source tells the Associated Press those players were suspended for misusing school-issued funds. Receiver Antonio Callaway is among those suspended. Head coach Jim McElwain called their choices extremely disappointing. Interesting, saw that game over the weekend.
Oh, is that right? Yeah, we're back in the football season.
We are.
Yeah, school starts today in Sarasota. NFL starts in a few weeks as well.
Friday night football for high school. It is almost here as well. I always love that
Friday
time.
Night Lights right around the corner. That's right.
I always love high school football.
I always love Friday Night Lights or Monday morning lights. Anytime you can get light, it's a good thing. We have, speaking of lights, we have a new light shining in the weather department now.
Good.
The First Alert forecast. It's a whole forecast philosophy and some new technologies. I want to talk about the new technology for just a moment.
Yeah.
We have an app that you can get, and I highly recommend it. Download it off our website, the WWSB ABC7 app. It will give you, and we can actually geolocate forecasts. So if you're going to, say, a football game on Friday night, you'll get a forecast that's tailored just for that football stadium.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing, actually, the technology that we have. Plus, of course, any alert that you have in the area weather-wise in terms of severe weather, we're going to cover that. But beyond that, if there's any weather that's just disruptive to your day, like strong winds if you're a boater or whatever, you'll be alerted about that. So it's a good thing. We'll talk more about it coming up in the next hour as well. We'll have your forecast for you in just a second.
All right, looking forward to that, John. Thank you so much. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, the latest in your First Alert traffic, and we all love to spend quality time with our dogs, don't we all? But dog walking is one activity many owners aren't fond of doing.
We'll tell you how dog walking can be just as good for owners up next in Health Smart.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
When you want to get away from it all, to a place where you can do everything, or nothing at all, surrounded by natural beauty and all the modern amenities you might desire, then you'll want to be here at the Wannabe Inn on the beautiful shores of Manasota Key, Florida. To plan your escape, log on to wannabein.com.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Are you currently on Medicare? In other words, do you carry the red, white, and blue Medicare card? If so, are you suffering from chronic back pain? If you answered yes, you may be eligible for a pain-relieving back brace covered by Medicare at little to no cost, shipped directly to your home for free. These medical-grade back braces are ideal for lower back pain, arthritis, spinal disorders, and other chronic back problems. Our accredited staff will handle all of the Medicare paperwork for free, and best of all, your brace is shipped directly to your home for free. Don't let chronic lower back pain slow you down. Get moving and stay active with a medical-grade back brace covered by Medicare at little to no cost. We also accept Blue Cross Blue Shield, United Healthcare, Aetna, Humana, and other insurance. Will you qualify for a medical-grade back brace covered by Medicare? Find out for free.
Call Back Brace America at 1-800-715-0835. That's 1-800-715-0835, 1-800-715-0835.
ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we're looking at an air temperature coming in right now at 79 degrees. It's a warm, kind of sticky start to the day. And the reason for that is that during the overnight, we've had a kind of a westerly wind flow that's helped to bring in some moisture from Gulf waters. With that, we're starting to see the humidity begin to rise up just a little bit. If you look at the dew point value, we're at 76 already. 76 dew point is pretty high. That 76-degree dew point will be with us throughout the day today. So as the temperature rises, the dew point value is going to make it feels like temperature of probably in the afternoon over 100 to 105 again today. 77 degrees in Wauchula, Arcadia coming in at 77, 78 in Parrish, Bradenton, Mayaca City, Northport. A little bit warmer as you get close to the coastline, of course, and near that moisture source of Gulf waters. 82 Longboat Key, 80 in Venice, 81 degrees in Inglewood. So we have a couple of things going on in our forecast today. One, the big driver of our weather will be that high pressure ridge sitting in the Gulf. With that high pressure ridge in place, we'll get a westerly wind that develops throughout the day today. That tends to take showers and kind of push them closer to the coast during the early afternoon. So if you get a shower today and you live along the coast, it's most likely going to be in the early afternoon. By mid-afternoon or late afternoon, those showers are going to be pushed well inland and continue on a trek that takes them toward the other coastline, where they'll eventually just die out. But the long and short of it is, it'll keep our coast kind of dry during the later part of the afternoon, which of course is the time of maximum daytime heating. So it's going to feel very warm. I don't know if you were outside yesterday or not, but boy, in the afternoon, it was just sweltering. Even though the air temperature only hit 91 officially, it sure felt a lot warmer because of all the humidity. Same thing again today. Lots of sunshine, mostly inland storms, and then a very hot afternoon shaping up for us. Watch the RPM computer model. Shows a few coastal showers building by early afternoon and then starting to move inland. Those showers will continue on a trek that takes them further and further from the coastline. The forecast for today then calls for daytime highs that top out warm. coming in the low 90s. In fact, that's going to be the case each and every day for the next several days as that westerly wind is established and will be with us right straight through at least midweek. As we head into the weekend, our rain chances are still there and the temperatures still warm, but I think we'll start to see a little bit of a shift so that those thunderstorms come a little bit later in the afternoon. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you so much, John. Taking a look at your first alert traffic this morning, looks like State Road 70 seeing lots of sporadic areas for some congestion, but downtown Bradenton looking good. I-75 and 41 heading into Sarasota County looking pretty quiet this morning. That area not seeing a whole lot of congestion, mostly on Bee Ridge and Clark Road. Other than that, in South County looking pretty quiet as well. Some slowdowns as you're heading south throughout Venice. Other than that, 550 this morning and no accidents across the Suncoast. In this hour's Health Smart, everyone with a dog knows it's common to treat our furry friends just like members of our family.
But almost half of dog owners do not walk their dogs regularly. Despite the known health benefits of dog walking, one wellness expert said this new study showed people were less likely to walk if they were older or overweight. He says walking your dog can lower your blood pressure and help with your body's aging as well.
Whether you've got a big dog, a fat dog, a small dog, whatever kind of dog you got, even if you don't have one, walk your dog. What can you do if you don't have a dog? Go to the park and walk your friend.
Make sure you ask first, though. It's important to note that an hour of dog walking only amounts to about a half an hour of steps, since dogs tend to stop frequently during walks. Yes. Doctors recommend continuing to walk even when your dog stops to ensure you're burning extra calories.
I think I'm one of those crazy dog ladies at this point.
I think you qualify. Still ahead, we'll update your day's top news headlines, and a man with a prosthetic leg is setting sail for Hawaii.
We'll tell you more about this man's voyage when we come back.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Jacuzzi is proud to present our first ever safe bathing event. The Jacuzzi walk-in tub allows you or a loved one to take a safe and relaxing bath. Never climb in and out of a regular bathtub again. Our walk-in tub offers a low step-in threshold, fast drain technology, soothing hydrotherapy, and even a shower handle. Regain bathing independence with a Jacuzzi walk-in tub and enjoy spending more time with loved ones. Why wait any longer? During our Safe Bathing event, save $750 on a new walk-in tub. Receive $250 in safety upgrades and a $100 Visa gift card. But if you call right now during this program, we'll double the savings to $1,500, double the safety upgrades to $500, and double it to a $200 Visa gift card with your walk-in tub purchase. Call right now to save double on a new walk-in tub. Call now.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on a pedal. You get a clean mop pad that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
Get all the local information you need before you leave home in the morning. Watch Good Morning Suncoast weekdays on ABC 7 to get breaking news, plus first alert weather and traffic focused on where you live. ABC 7. We're here for you.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com. AND services.com.
Oh, yeah, we love that shot of the downtown skyline from our tower cam here in the Rosemary District.
Beautiful shot there this morning. If you're just waking up with us at 5:54 this morning.
Yeah, we're going to talk to the superintendent of schools next half hour at 6:15. Any questions, send them our way, courtesy of our Facebook page. To the headlines now, it is the first day of school in Sarasota County. 44,000 students are heading to 53 schools to start the school year.
Plus, protesters lined the bayfront in the wake of that video of a shark being dragged by boaters off the coast of Manatee County. The state now taking a closer look at that incident.
And a gas leak in a restaurant caused evacuations at the Fort Lauderdale airport. Flights were delayed as passengers and staff had to leave the terminal for about an hour.
Finally this hour, a San Diego sailor is hoping to set sail for Hawaii. The journey would mean a lot to John Silverwood, who was stranded with his family on a reef in the South Pacific in 2005. The incident cost Silverwood his left leg, but the sailor doesn't see his prosthetic replacement as a handicap. 12 years after the harrowing experience, Silverwood is now heading back out for charity, raising funds to buy a boat equipped for disabled passengers. Silverwood plans to leave on his voyage later this week, so best of luck to him.
Love it. Little physical challenge, and he keeps on
keeping on.
Keeps on going, setting sail.
That's great.
Awesome.
I bet at times it could be kind of difficult with the, the rocking of the boat and all that sort of thing.
I could have definitely imagined.
Yeah, so that's impressive. Good for him.
We'll have more first alert weather and traffic and local news headlines in 3 minutes. Stay right there.